Hi everyone, welcome to the walkthrough of paper 3F from Edexcel of November 2020 series. So it's a calculator paper, and let's go straight to question number 1. And it says change 300 centimeters into meters. Well, there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter, so 300 divided by 100, that is 3 meters. Okay, so question number 2, it says work out 1/3 of 24. So 24 divided by 3 is 8, so 8 is the answer for that. And it says write 40% as a fraction. So 40% means 40 out of 100. Okay, and then we can cancel this down. So again, you can halve it first if you like, 20 over 50, halve it again, 10 over 25, and then 5's timetable, 5 times by 2 and 5 times by 5, so it's 2/5. Okay, question number 4, it says work out 2.5 squared, so that means 2.5 times by 2.5 is a calculator paper. So put this into the calculator and work the answer out. Okay, 6.25. Okay, question number 5, it says write the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest. Well, if you look here, -6 is the smallest number here. Then -4, -3, and then we have a 0, we got 1, we have a 2, and the biggest number here is 7. Okay, question number 6, it says the graph shows some information about car production in the UK over 8 years. Okay, and we got car production millions on the side, and we got year at the bottom here. Now, if you look at the year 1, there were over 1.2 million cars made in the UK. And it says for how many of these years was car production more than 1.4 million? So if you look at 1.4, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are 5 years where the car production was more than 1.4. Then part B says, in which 2 years was car production the same? Okay, so we're looking for the same value for 2 of these years. It was year 5 and year 6, because it was 1.5 million car production in that year. So year 5 and year 6. Okay, question number 7. It says what fraction of the shape is shaded? Now, if you look at how many squares there all together in that shape, we got 4 this way and we got 4 here. So that's 16 squares all together in that shape. And then how many of them are shaded? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 are shaded. And it's to give your answer in a simplest form. Well, you can halve them first, 6 over 8, and then half that again, which is 3 over 4. So 3/4 of that shape is shaded. Okay, number 8 is a Karim buys 200 tiles. The tiles are sold in boxes. There are 25 tiles in each box, and each box of tiles cost £9.75. Work out the cost of the boxes of tiles Karim buys. Okay, so he buys 200 tiles. Okay, and each box there are 25 tiles. Okay, so 200 divided by 25, that is 8. And each box of tiles costs £9.75. So 8 times by £9.75, that is £78. Okay, so money to 2 decimal places. Okay. Right, question number 9. It says work out the value of 300 divided by 2 times by 5. So 300 and 2 times by 5 is 10, and then 300 divided by 10 is 30. Okay, and then it says work out the value of this calculation, and we're given brackets, so we're going to do brackets first. 6 take away 2.5, that is 3.5, and then there's invisible times sign here between the brackets, and then 8 plus 4 is 12, and 12 times by 3.5, and on that calculator, if you work that out, that is 42. Okay, so 42 is the answer for this. Okay, part C says, write down the reciprocal of 20. Well, that means simply 1 over 20. Okay. Right, question number 10. It says the graph shows information about the time in minutes a liquid has been cooling and the temperature of the liquid in Celsius. Okay, so as you can see from the graph, it's a downward curve, so that means the temperature is decreasing over time. It says, what is the temperature of liquid at 2 minutes? Okay, so at 2 minutes, if you were to go up this line here, and that is 80 Celsius, 80 degrees. Okay, and then it says Pam recorded the time when the liquid had a temperature of 50 degrees, write down this time. Now, if you look at 50 degrees, so we start from this side here. So go up to that line. Again, you can use a ruler to draw the line, and you can read off the value here. That was after 8 minutes. So 8 minutes is the answer for that. Okay, so that is question number 10. Okay, part C to question number 10, it says Pam says that the temperature of the liquid drops more in the first 3 minutes of cooling than it does between 9 minutes and 12 minutes. Is Pam correct? Give a reason for your answer. Okay, now if you look at the graph here, now in the first 3 minutes, if you look at the 3, the temperature drops up to 73, okay, and from 100. So that's a drop of 27 degrees in the first 3 minutes. But if you look at between 9 and 12, so 9 minutes, the temperature was 47 degrees here, and then it drops to 40. So there was a 7 degrees drop between 9 and 12. Okay, so Pam is correct. Okay, so anything like this, the temperature dropped by 27 degrees in the first 3 minutes, whereas the drop of temperature was only 7 degrees between 9 and 12 minutes. Okay, question number 11, and it says PQRS is a quadrilateral and PST is a straight line, and find the value of Y. Okay, so we know on a straight line, the angles add up to 180 degrees, but in a 4-sided shape, the angles add up to 360 degrees. So we can add all these angles up together first. So 130 plus 95 plus 65, and that is 290 degrees. And then 360 take away 290, that is 70 degrees. So this angle here is 70 degrees. And then angles on a straight line add up to 180. So 180 minus 70, that is 110 degrees. So y equals 110 degrees. Okay, so that's 3 marks for this question. Okay, question number 12, it says, here are the first 5 terms of a sequence. Write down the next 2 terms of the sequence. Now, if you look here, each term, the difference between each term is -5 each time. Okay, so that means, so everything, if you carry on with this, it's going to be -5. So that would be 20, and -5, that would be 15. So 20 and 15. Okay, it says a term of this sequence is -5. Which term is that? Okay, now if you look here, so that's the first term, second term, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. If you carry on going this way, it will be another -5, which is 10, another -5, which is 5, another -5, which is a 0, and then another -5, which is a -5. So what term is that? So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that is the 11th term in this sequence. Okay, and part B, it says the nth term of a different sequence is given by the expression 4n plus 3. Find the 9th term of this sequence. Okay, so that means basically 4 times by n plus 3, where n is the term number, and we have to find the 9th term. So 4 times by 9 plus 3, 4 times by 9 is 36, plus 3, that is 39. Okay, question number 13, it says work out the perimeter of this shape. Now the perimeter is the distance all the way around. Okay, so we got 7 on one side, we got 4 there, and we got 5 here. So well, there's 2 sides which are missing, that one and this one here. Okay, now we know that all this side is 7 centimeters. Now if part of that side is 5, so it's 5 from there to there, so that means from there to there it is going to be 2 centimeters, so which is same as this side, 2 centimeters. And then same way on the other side, all this is 10, and then at the top there we only got 4 centimeters, so that means this would be 6 centimeters to make up that 10. So the perimeter would be, we can write this down, add them together. We go 7 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 2 and plus 10 centimeters. So that is 34 centimeters. Okay, next question, number 14, a bit of algebra here. Now the first part is simplify 3x plus 5y plus 2x minus 4y. And if you look at the like terms, that's 3x plus 2x. So if you add them together, that will make 5x. And then the next like terms are plus 5y minus 4y. So that would be just 1y. And we can just write down plus y. That means it's 1y. Okay, part B is to solve this equation. 5p plus 7 equals 22. So p is the missing number that we need to find. Okay, so firstly, we can take away 7 from both sides. Okay, so 7 take away 7 would be 0. And then we got 5p left on this side. And then 22 take away 7, that is 15. And now 5 times by a number, that gives you 15. So we can divide both sides by 5. And 5 divided by 5 is just 1. So P equals 15 divided by 5, which is 3. So P is 3. Okay, question number 15. Okay, so here it says, here are the cost of the same type of batteries in 2 shops. Okay, so shop A, pack of 4 batteries cost £1.60. In shop B, pack of 6 batteries cost £2.70. It says Harry needs to buy at least 30 batteries. Okay, and he assumes that he has to buy batteries in whole packs, so you cannot buy individual batteries from both of these shops. And Harry wants to buy the batteries as cheaply as possible from the same shop. Okay, which shop should he buy the batteries from, A or B? Now, so this question is about best value. So which one would be the cheapest to buy? Now, if he wants to buy 30 batteries from shop A, okay, so he needs to have how many packs? We got 4 batteries in a pack. So 7 times by 4 makes 28. So he needs to buy basically one more. So he needs to buy 8 packs. That will make 32. So over 30 batteries. Because if you buy 7 packs, it'll only be 28. But he needs to buy at least 30 batteries. So he need 8 packs from shop A. So 1 pack is £1.60. So 8 times by £1.60. Okay, so that is £12.80 pence. He will have to pay in shop A. Now shop B, he would, so the packs of 6 batteries, so they're sold in 6 batteries, and he needs at least 30. So that means 6 times by 5 is 30. So he will need 5 packs from this shop. So if he buys 5 packs from here, 5 times by £2.70. Okay, that is £13.50. Okay, so which shop would he buy from? Well, shop A, because he would have to pay less, and that is 70p less. So you can write down which shop A, okay, saving of 70p. Now any reason like that should be good enough, as long as you have shown you're working out and you selected which shop and you made a statement in the end. Okay, question number 16, it says there are only 5 blue cards, 2 green cards, and 4 red cards in a pack. Isabella is going to take at random 1 card from the pack and write down the probability that Isabella will take a blue card. Okay, now how many cards are there all together? We've got 5 plus 2 plus 4, and that makes 11. And there are 5 blue cards. So 5 out of 11 is the probability for taking a blue card. Okay. Now the next part of the question says Ken is going to throw a biased dice. Okay. Bias means it's got more chance of landing on one side than on others. So the probability that the dice will land on a 6 is 0.3. What is the probability that the dice will not land on a 6? Okay. Now remember, the probability is out of 1. If we do 1 take away 0.3, that is 0.7. So the dice will land not on a 6 is 0.7. Okay. So here it says draw accurately an isosceles triangle with a side sides of length 8 centimeters, which they already have given us that, and then 6 centimeters and 6 centimeters, and it says one side of the triangle has already been drawn. Okay, I will do this accurately on a paper, and I will show you how it's done using a compass, a ruler and a pencil. Okay, it says draw accurately an isosceles triangle with a side length of 8 centimeters, 6 centimeters and 6 centimeters, and one side of the triangle has been drawn for you. So we need a ruler, we need a compass, and we need a pencil for this. So since one side has already been drawn out, okay, so that is 8 centimeters. So that means the other two sides are going to be 6 and 6. So you get a compass and open your compass up to 6 centimeters using a ruler. So let's make that up to 6, okay, and just making sure it is accurate. Okay, so that is 6 centimeters on a ruler. I think it's a little bit smaller than that. Okay, so 6 centimeters, and just move that ruler to one side and place your compass onto one side of that line and draw an arc on this side, and then move the compass to the other side of the line and draw another arc. Okay, so just being careful that you don't move the paper or the compass. Okay, and now you can see there are two lines that meet over here. So just get your ruler and draw out the lines to the edge, and you can see from the ruler that is 6 centimeters. So draw this line out to one side and then do the same on the other side, and again it is 6 centimeters from that point. Okay, so that is the accurate drawing of an isosceles triangle. So we can put the side lengths over here, 6 centimeters and 6 centimeters. Okay, so that is a question on construction in paper 3F. Okay, question number 18, it says this graph can be used to change between US dollars and British pounds. And so you're given a graph, US dollars on y-axis and British pounds on x-axis. And it says Rosie bought a ring in USA and she paid $345. Work out in pounds the amount Rosie paid for the ring. Now, if you look at the graph only goes as far as 70 on this side, or the last value on the graph is even less than 70. And how do we convert $345 into pounds? Okay, now, if you look at the graph here, okay, so look at the section where it says $20. Now, if you were to draw a line across there, the reason why I picked this point, because it ends on a corner, so it's more likely to be accurate, because you're not sort of like guessing where about in the box that corner is. So $20, okay, is, how many pounds is that? It's roughly 15 pounds. Okay, now there are a few ways of doing this question. I mean, you could select a different point. You could have selected this point here where it says $30, for example, equals how many pounds. Okay, this would be 23 pounds. Okay, so you could have selected that as well. But I'm going to look here since it's a multiple of 5 on this side. Now, if you look at divide by 5 both sides, okay, so we got $4 is roughly worth, so divide by 5, £3. Okay, so you have a calculator well, this is a calculator paper, and you can write down, for example, $345 on this side. Okay, so the calculation that we don't even need to do this calculation in the middle. You can just do this side here. You can do 345 divide by 20. Okay, and then you can do times by 15, because whatever number you need to times on this side and times on this side here. So if you do this calculation, that would give you the answer for this question. Okay, so this is about 172.5 pounds. Okay, so again, like there are so many different ways of doing this question, and this is just one of the methods that I have shown you. Okay, so that's number 18. Okay, so number 19, it says, here are the types of sandwiches sold in a cafe last week. So we got tuna, cheese, chicken, and egg. And it says 56 tuna sandwiches were sold. And this was 40% of the total number of sandwiches. And work out the total number of sandwiches that was sold. So 40% is worth 56. Okay, now how do we find 100% value? Okay, so again, it's a calculator paper, but I can show you in a non-calculator method. Now 10% is like dividing by 4 here, and you can divide this by 4 on this side. Okay, which is 14. So 10% is worth 14, and then times by 10, and then times by 10. So 100% value would be 140. So 140 sandwiches were sold altogether. Now, if you look here, is 40% of 140 56? Okay, so let's work that out. 10% of 140 is 14, and 40% is going to be times by 4. If we times that by 4, you get 56. So our answer was correct in this case. Okay, now the second part, it says, of the 56 tuna sandwiches sold, 18 were sold on a Friday. Write 18 as a percentage of 56, and it's to the nearest whole number. Okay, so we can write down 18 out of 56 and then times by 100. Okay, so if you do this on the calculator, 18 divided by 56 times by 100, which is 32.1428 and so on, to the nearest whole number is going to be 32%. Okay, question number 20, it says actor Ben and Carl each have some money. Actor has £65, Ben has £100, and Carl has 3 £5 notes, 1 £20 note, and some £10 notes. And the mean amount of the money per person is £80. And how many £10 notes does Carl have? Okay, now the mean amount of money is £80 per person. So we can find out the total money that all 3 people have, which is 80 times by 3. That is £240. Okay. Now, if actor has 65 and Ben has 100, we can work out how much Carl has got. So 240, take away 100, take away 65, that is £75. So Carl has £75. Okay. Now he has 3 £5 notes. So 3 times by 5, that is £15. Then 1 £20 note. So we can add 20 to that. So that is £35. And then if we did 75 minus 35, that leaves us with £40. And then he said like he had some £10 notes, and how many £10 notes does Carl have? Well, 40 divided by 10, so he must have four £10 notes. So four £10 notes Carl has. Okay, so that is the answer. Okay, question number 21. It says Malik is going to throw a fair coin 50 times and write down an estimate for the number of times the coin will land on heads. Okay, now fair coin means it's got equal chance of landing on a head or a tail, and the chance of landing on a head is a half. So if he's going to throw the coin 50 times, half of 50 would be 25. Okay, now Paula and Simon are trying to find out if a different coin is biased. Right, Paula throws a coin 10 times and she records the number of times the coin lands on head. Now Simon throws the same coin 100 times and he records the number of times the coin lands on heads. Whose results will be more useful in deciding if the coin is biased, and give a reason for your answer? Well, the more trials you do, the more accurate results you will get. So it will be Simon's. Okay, so more trials done. Okay, that will give you more information, more data on the accuracy of that coin. Okay, question number 22, it says here is a solid made from a square-based pyramid and a cube, and each edge of the solid is 6 centimeters. So everything, all the sides are 6 centimeters everywhere. Now it says draw the plan of this solid, okay, and we're given a centimeter grid to draw on. Well, the plan is looking from above is the bird's eye view. How would this look if you were like right at the top looking down at this shape? Okay, so we're going to have a 6 by 6 square. So from the top, so this is, you can draw this literally anywhere on this grid here as long as it's accurate. So 6, and we can go 6 down, 3 and 6. Okay, and so that will be the outside lines. And then because you're seeing also these lines of the pyramid as well, so we need to find a center point over here, and so those lines will be seen like this. Okay, so that would be the bird's eye view or the plan of this solid. Okay, right, number 23, it says simplify n cubed times by n to the power of 5. Okay, so when you multiplying indices of the same base, we can simply add the powers together. So it will be 3 plus 5, so n to the power of 8. Okay, so this is 8 over here. Okay, now the next one, it says simplify c cubed and d to the power of 4 divided by c squared and d to the power of 1. We can put 1 here because there isn't a power shown. That means it's 1. So c cubed, and if we divide by c squared, we simply take the powers away from each other. So 3 take away 2, and that will be just c to the power of 1. And then d to the power of 4 divide by d to the power of 1. So that is d to the power of 4 minus 1. And that is d cubed. So it will be c to the power of 1 and d cubed is the answer. Okay. Now part C, it says solve 5x divided by 2 is bigger than 7. So inequality. So the first thing is times both sides by 2. So when you times both sides by 2, this will cancel out. So we've got 5x is bigger than 3.5. Sorry, times by 2, not divide by 2. So 7 times by 2 is 14. And then divide by 5 and divide by 5. And that is x is bigger than 14 over 5. You can leave the answer as a fraction or turn that into a decimal. Both answers would be acceptable. Okay, right, moving on to the next question. Okay, question 2, it says Andy cycles a distance of 30 kilometers at an average speed of 24 kilometers per hour. And then he runs a distance of 12 kilometers at an average speed of 8 kilometers per hour, and work out the total time and it takes, and give your answers in hours and minutes. Okay, the formula that you need here is speed equals distance over time. Now, if I times both sides by time, we have speed times by time equals a distance, and then time equals, now it's multiplying here, so we're going to divide both sides by speed, and is distance over speed. So looking at part 1 of the journey where he cycled, the time for that, if we substitute the numbers into this formula, that's 30 kilometers over 24 kilometers per hour. That is 1.25. Now this is 1 hour, and 0.25 is 1/4 of an hour, which is 15 minutes. Okay, and then part 2 of the question, when he runs. So again, we do the same thing. Distance is 12 and the speed is 8, which is 1.5 hours. So again, we got 1 full hour, and 0.5 is half an hour, which is 30 minutes. Okay, so altogether, so we got 1 hour, 2 hour, 15 minutes, and 30 minutes. So it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, and number 3, a number m is rounded to 1 decimal place, and the result is 9.4, and complete the error interval for m. So that means any numbers which was bigger than 9.35 would have been rounded to 9.4. So any numbers which were, so I'm just going to write this on this side here, bigger than or equal to, and any numbers which are less than 9.45 would have been rounded again to 9.4. So the error interval 9.35 on this side and 9.45 on this side here. Okay, so that's question number 3. Okay, question number 4 says, Macy knows that she needs 3 kilograms of grass seed to make a rectangular lawn 5 meters by 9 meters, and the grass seed is sold in 2 kilogram boxes, and Macy wants to make a rectangular lawn 10 meters by 14 meters, and she has 5 boxes of grass seeds. Has Macy got enough grass seeds to make a lawn of 10 meters by 14 meters? And you must show all your working out. Okay, like first I'm going to work out the area of the lawn that she can cover using 3 kilograms of grass seed. So that is 45 meters squared, and 3 kilograms of grass seeds cover that. Then the lawn that she wants to make is 10 meters times by 14 meters, and that's 140 meters squared. Okay, so if I divide this area by 45, I get 3.111 recurring. And we know that 45 meters squared is covered by 3 kilograms. So 3.111 times by 3 should give us how much kilogram of grass seed we need, which is 333. And if the grass seed is sold in 2 kilogram boxes and she has 5 boxes, 5 times by 2 is 10 kilograms altogether. So the calculation shows this is how much we need and this is how much we have. So that means she has enough grass seed. Okay, so just write down your closing statement for this question. Okay, part B of this question says, Macy opens the 5 boxes of grass seeds. She finds 4 of the boxes contain 2 kilograms of grass seed. The other box contains 1 kilogram of grass seed. Does this affect whether Macy has enough grass seed to make a loan? And give a reason for your answer. Okay, so 4 boxes contains 2 kilograms, so that's 8 kilograms. And plus 1 more, that's 9 kilograms of grass seed that she already has. Now, if you go back to question or part 1 of this question, she needed 9.3 recurring. So we need 9.33. So that means, yes, it will affect her answer. She has less grass seed available now. Okay, so again, write your closing statement stating that fact. Okay, question 5. It says Amanda has 2 fair 3-sided spinners. Now, Amanda spins each spinner once, complete the probability tree diagram. Now, for the spinner A, it says lands on 2. Now, there is only 1 2 here out of 3, so that's 1 over 3, and does not land on a 2. Well, there are 2 numbers that are not 2, so 2 out of 3. And the spinner B lands on 2. Again, we have just got one option there. 2 over, just get rid of that. It's 1/3. And same thing over here, does not land on 2, 2/3, and 1/3, and 2/3. Okay, part B of the question says, work out the probability that spinner A lands on 2 and spinner B does not land on 2. So spinner A is, over here, it lands on a 2, and spinner B does not land on a 2. So we're looking at this part of the probability tree diagram. So 1/3 times by 2/3, and we have 2 over 9. Okay, so that is the probability that the spinner A lands on a 2 and spinner B does not land on a 2. Okay, question number 6, nice and easy for 1 mark. It says use these graphs to solve the simultaneous equations. 5x take away 9y equals minus 46 and y equals minus 2x. Now the solutions are where the lines cross each other, and it's the intersection point. So if you read the x value, which is -2, so that's -2. If you read the y value, that is 4. So that is the answer for this question. Okay, part B, it gives us another graph. So this time of a quadratic equation, x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals 0. And it says use this graph to find the estimates of the solution of the quadratic equation. So this time, we need to look at where the graph crosses the x-axis. So there would be one point here, and the other point is over here. Now, if you look at the scale, we've got 10 squares representing 1 unit. So this graph over here, this point over here, looks like it's crossing from 0.6. So one solution is x equals 0.6. The other one is over here, which is 3.4. So x equals 3.4. Again, nice and easy question to complete. Okay, on to the last question on this paper. It says the diagram shows a solid triangular prism, and the prism is made from wood with the density of 0.8 grams per centimeter cubes, and work out the mass of the prism. Okay, now we know that the density formula, density equals, not density, sorry, density equals mass divided by volume. Okay, now we need to work out the mass of this formula. So mass would equal, if you take volume, if you times both sides by volume, so the density times by volume would give us the mass, or mass equals density times by volume. But we have density given to us, okay, but we do not have the volume of this prism. So we can figure out the volume by finding the area of the cross section and times by the length of this shape. Okay, now the cross section would be, it's a triangle, so half, so the area of the triangle would be half times by 6 times by 4, and then times by how big the shape is, which is 10. So that would be the volume of this triangular prism. So we can work this out on the calculator. 6 times 4 is 12, half that, 6 times 4 is 24, half of that is 12, and 12 times by 10 is 120 centimeter cubes. And now put this information into this formula. So mass equals, density is 0.8 times by 120, and that's 96. So that would be 96 grams, the answer for this.